everyone, good morning. Myself Juveer Asidikha, lecturer in zoology, Government Degree College, Mahbub Nagar. Today in this session I am going to discuss about the continued part of the animal biotechnology from the animal biotechnology. In the last session we discussed about the introduction basic of the animal biotechnology, and now in this module I am going to discuss about what are the concepts and different types of the vectors which we are dealing with this animal biotechnology. So I just want to give a review about the last class that we have discussed in the last class, that is about the definitions. What are the vectors? So basically vectors are nothing but these are the vehicular DNA molecules which act as a vehicles which carry the information from the one individual or one of the organism which is used in the animal biotechnology to the next organism or the next individuals, and these vectors are receives the informations which are the desired characters which carries the desired type of genes which we want to be changed or which we want to be grown into the next individuals. And now characteristics, as we know, that is the basic characteristics of an ideal vectors. What should be the characteristics? These vectors are should be like they have to be replicate autonomously. The basic concept or the basic phenomena behind the vectors are these are useful for the replication property only, as these are all the chromosomal structures of the bacteria and the bacteriophages. So this has a capacity to replicate and to produce more in number. They show the amplification. So this is the very first prior characteristics of an ideal vector. It should be have to easily isolate and the purify. It should be, why? Because as we know that's a bacteria or any cell which consists of lot of the things rather than this separate chromosomal or the DNA units. It has to be combined, lot of the things are the mixture of the things in a cell. So we have to be purified. We want the only DNA molecule for this purpose. So we have to be isolated in the easily manner. And the another property of an ideal vector that it consists of marker genes, selectable markers like the ampicillin, tetracycline. So whatever the resistance, antibody resistance genes are there, that genes has to be shown as a selectable markers. It should also have the ability to integrate either itself or the DNA insert into the genome or host. And with these characters, a gene vector has also shows the target sites where it has to be show or where it has to be see some grow some changes in the DNA strand. So it consists of some target site, and this target site is also useful for the restriction enzymes for cutting the DNA in the vector, as well as in the attachment also, like the ligases where it has to be bind. So particular vector has also shows some target sites. And then it also consists of like some mechanism structures like the promoters, operators, and the ribosome binding sites. And general construction, as you know, the vector consists of like origin of replication. It is also required for the where from the replication is started. And then selectable markers, four types of selectable markers are there in a vector. And then what are the prokaryotes and what are the eukaryote vectors? In the prokaryote vectors we can see the example are the types of the prokaryote vectors. Those are like the plasmids. Plasmids are nothing but again extra chromosomal circular double stranded DNA. So this is the one thing. And then another one is the bacteriophages and vectors which is come from the bacteriophage sources, and phage mids, this is a combination of plasmid and the bacteriophages, and then plasmid based vectors and phasmid vectors. So these are all the different types of the vectors which could be seen into the prokaryotes. So one by one, if we talk in the last session also we discuss about the one type of the plasmids, that is like a PBR 322. Now in this session I am going to discuss about the detailed structure. What is the detailed components of each and every vector? So plasmids vectors are these are the most common type of the vectors which is seen into the prokaryotes. At the same time, if you see the structure of a plasmid, that is consists of small circular DNA strand, and it is consists of the lacking protein coat. It does not show any protein coat, and naturally it is seen into the cytoplasm of the many strains. And we take the example for these plasmid vectors. Those are like PBr322 and puck vector. If we talk about the again PBr322, this is a very first, or we can say that is a most useful or most desired type of vector which could be seen or in the laboratory for the research purposes. So this was the first and widely used plasmid based vectors. PBr322 has the capping number that is the 15 approximately, and it shows the base pair. How much base pair are the nucleotide units? It consists of like 4.363 base pairs. And we talk about the nomenclature. What is the nomenclature? PBr322. P denotes the plasmids. BR, that is denotes on the scientist, their name of the scientist. Those are the Bolivar and the Rogers. And 322 is a laboratory number which is given in the laboratory, that how many copies or how many type of how many numbers is to be given to that such type of vectors. Now we can talk about the detail of the structure. I am going to explain the detailed structure of the PBr322. What is the constructions of PBr322? Means what are the components we can see in the PBr322? Construction in the sense, what are the units which combine to form a PBr322? First thing, as we know, origin of replication. Without origin of replication, a vector does not show its clear property. So a vector consists of an origin of replication. At the same time, the PBr322 also shows the origin of replication and selectable markers. It carries two antibiotic resistant genes like ampicillin and tetracycline. As we know, these are the ampicillin and the tetracycline. Those are the antibiotic resistance genes. So if a culturing is done into any medium which consists of antibodies, so a vector has to show the property to resistance against this antibiotic. So a particular vector has to be show this type of resistance property towards the medium to growth into that culturing medium. And then cloning sites, and where from the cloning will be begin. So this is consists of some of the cloning sites. And then what are the uses of PBr322? What is the main function, the vector, using of vector, this DNA technology? Behind this all, the one and only the important aim is that to cloning, to produce the so many copies of similar characteristics in the next generation. Okay, it is widely used as a cloning vector. It is widely used as a model system for the study of prokaryotes, transmission and the translation. What are the advantages of PBr322? If we talk about the advantages, due to the small size, see here, if you can see in the picture that it is show sorry, it consists of approximate 4.4 kb, that is the small size. It consists of a that is a approximate 4.4 kb, enables easy for the purification and the manipulation. So if you see that the size of the vector is a very much small, so it is easy to separate. The isolation process is also done easily. At the same time, we can manipulate it also in the easily manner. Then selectable markers. Here as we can see, that is the selectable markers are the ampicillin and the tetracycline, which allow the easy selection of recombinant DNA. So this is a very much good type of antibiotic resistance genes are the, we can say, the selectable markers. Those are the ampicillin and the tetracycline. So as these two type of the ampicillin and the tetracycline are present as a selectable marker, so it is a very much good advantage for using in the cloning, and it can be amplified up to the 1000 to 3000 copies. How much copies are mentioning here? That it could be maintained like 1000 to 3000. And what is the disadvantage? See, we can't say in the animal biotechnology or any type of technology that it shows only advantage itself. The another side of the coin that is also shows that is that some disadvantages in there. Why? Because the nature, whatever the natural concepts are there, whatever the natural phenomena are there, that it not could be compensate with these techniques. So each and every technique has some, as it shows the some deviations or some type of disadvantages. At the same time, in the vector or the using the biotechnology also we show some disadvantage. It is a very high mobility, it shows the very high mobility, so it can be moved from the one place to the another place, means there is a not a particular site, so somewhat it shows the deviation for the maintaining correct copies, or we can say that to doing the process easy in manner. There is a limitation in the size of genes of interest that it consists of accommodate. So it shows the some limitations as we compare to another type of the vectors. This PBR 322 shows some type of limited resources. What we can say, it shows the limiting number of copying in number, as the vector shows the how much amount of more copy number. Such type of vector is very much desirable characters, but here due to the some limiting factors it could be show as some disadvantages. Now next one is the Puck vector or PUC vector. After the PBR 322, now I am going to explain about this Puck vector. These Puck vector are obtained by modifying 322 vectors. These are the smaller than PBR 322 of being only 2.7 kilobase pairs. It produces 500 to 600 copies. How many copies it produce? It produces approximately 500 to 600 copies, whereas PBR 322 produce 1000 to 3000 copies. Nomenclature of the Puck vector, that is the P denotes the plasmids, whereas UC is the University of California. P in that sense, P denotes plasmids and UC denotes the University of California. That is the Puck vector. Construction of Puck vector. Origin of replication. It shows the, if we see this Puck vector, we can see that origin of replication, where from this is the ori site. You can see here, this is the ori site or the origin of replication, and then it also consists of two types of selectable markers like ampicillin and tetracycline, and it also shows lag Z. These are the, here I can see, this is the lag Z. Lag Z and the lag I. Regulatory and the inhibitory, regulatory and the inhibitory type of the two regulating units are there, and it also consists of origin of replication. Now if we talk about the Puck vector nomenclature, again P denotes the plasmid, UC denotes the University of California. Maybe this is the first of all introduced into the University of California. And now construction of Puck vector, origin of replication, this is the one concept, and selectable markers. Like these selectable markers are the, again ampicillin and tetracycline, ampicillin and the tetracycline, and then lag Z gene having MCS, that is a multiple cloning site. And what are the uses of Puck vector? If we talk about the uses of Puck vector, PUC vectors can be used both as cloning vectors and the expression vectors. See, before going to discuss about this point, I am going to tell you one thing, that is the vectors are basically two types. One is the cloning vector, another one is the expression vector. So the cloning vector is used for, first if we talk about the cloning vector. This is the cloning vector. In the cloning vector, we are using only this for the cloning purpose. Means the desirable characters could be transferred from the one organism to the another organism. But what is the expression vector? Expression vector is the sense after the completion of procedure, it shows some expression of that desirable genes. That is the expression vector. This is the expression vector. So, how many types are the Puck vectors are there? That is, the Puck vectors can be used for the as a cloning vector. It is used for the cloning purpose. At the same time, it is also used for the expression vector. And what are the advantages? Advantages of Puck vector is that produce high copy number of 500 to 600 copies per cell. Each cell consists of how many Puck vectors? That it has the capacity to produce 500 to 600. Easy and single step selection. This is a very much easy method. And what is the disadvantages again? The disadvantages, it cannot accommodate a gene of interest larger than the 15 kb. This is the one disadvantage, is that it carry only smaller size, but it does not receive any type of the, that is the more than 15 kb. It is a smaller vector, so it receive, if the size of any gene of interest that more than the 15 kb, it does not receive. This is the one disadvantage here. And the next type of the vector is about the phasmid vectors. These are the similar to the cosmid vectors, but the based on the bacterial F plasmid. F in the sense here the fertility. The F in the sense here the fertility. Okay, this is the thing, fertility type of the plasmid. Means it shows in the organism like the bacteria which is useful for the which are ready for the fertility. And phasmids are the 40 kilo base pairs of random genomic DNA. Here the base pairs are the 40 kilo base pairs. Bacteriophages derived vectors. Till now we talk about the, that is the plasmids, like in the form of the like back what we can say like PBR 322 and Puck vector. And the next one is about the phasmid vectors, and then the fourth type is the bacteriophage derived vectors. These are the derived from the bacteriophage. Bacteriophages, first of all, what are the bacteriophages? The viruses which infect the bacteria, those are called as the bacteriophages. Bacteriophages are the phages are commonly known as the viruses that infect bacteria. Like viruses, phage are very similar, very simple in the structure, consisting merely of DNA. Example, if we take the bacteriophage, that is the lambda phage vector, and bacteriophages M13, which is very much familiar if we talk about the M13. Now I am going to explain about the what is the lambda phage vector. First of all, we have to get the idea what are the bacteriophage. Bacteriophage are nothing but these are the viruses which affect the bacteria. Lambda is a type of typical which consists of head and tail. So a virus, if we remember the virus structure, body structure, it is consist of like an hexagonal head is there, and then a tail and the neck region is present, and tail consists of some tail terminus which is useful for the attachment to the surface of the bacteria. The lambda molecules in the 14 kilo base pairs in the size. Types of lambda vectors. Lambda insertion vectors is the one type. Lambda replacement vector. So here also the two types of the lambda vectors are there. One is the lambda insertion vector, another one is the lambda replacement vector. Advantages of lambda vectors: storage of phage particles in the comparatively much easier than the plasmid based vectors. The shelf life of phage particles is infinite, and transfection of E. coli is much easier with the phage particles. And see here, this is a diagram showing here for the bacteriophages, a hexagonal like the benzene like structure is there, which consists of head, and then a neck region is present, the core which is surrounded by core region, and then it consists of DNA and the tail fibers or the tail plates, which are again useful for the attachment in the layer of bacteria cell membrane. And disadvantage, it is difficult to isolate, we can't isolate, it is easier than that much of like another PBR or the puck vector. The next one is the after that cosmid vectors. What are the cosmid vectors? It is the most sophisticated type of lambda based vectors. Cosmids are hybrid between phage DNA molecules and the vector plasmids. This is like a hybrid, we can call it as this cosmid are nothing but the hybrid vector, which is a hybrid of like between the phage DNA molecules and vector plasmids. Here construction of these cosmid vectors, again it is also shows the origin of replication, ampicillin, tetracycline and the cos site. This in this diagram, if we see this red color region is called as the cos site. This is a cos site, sorry. Okay, this is a cos site, this red color region is a cos site. And then here it also consists of like ampicillin, this black color one is the ampicillin, I will write here ampicillin selectable marker. Okay. Cosmids is basically a plasmid that carries a cos site. It contains selectable markers such as ampicillin resistance gene and a origin of replication. Both are the main structures are here. Cosmid lack all the lambda genes, so it does not produce plugs. Uses of cosmid vectors, where we use for the construction of genomic libraries. What are the genomic libraries? See, genomic libraries are nothing but the total gene of an body of individual, total genes of individual. This is the library, the total, the sum of the genes of an individual is called as the genomic library. If suppose I am here, so what is my genomic library? How many amount or how many number of genes are present in my body, that is a genomic library. So individual's total, or we can say the sum of the genes of an individual in the eukaryotes is called as the genomic libraries. What are the advantages of cosmid vectors? Uses to clone gene of interest up to 40 close base pair. It is a very good amount, that is the 40 close base pair, and easy screening methods is found. Screening also we can done easily. And I think as the time is over, so next in the next module or the next session I am going to discuss about some another type of the vectors which is again used in the animal biotechnology. For this session enough. Okay, I am going to conclude this session. Thank you for listening.